Hi everyone, it's live data, trap trade, University of Michigan preliminary sentiment. We have two tiers. Tier one is approximately 6 ticks. Tier two is approximately 15 ticks. It's a 10 tick stop. It's a risk two, not a big moving trade. Last trade of the week on Friday, March 18th, 2016. Usually not a big profit or loss. It's usually just a average size moving trade. So let's see what happens with the trade, and we'll be back in a few minutes when we get close to it. Lee Goldstein, procol33 at gmail.com. Okay, folks, so this is live data preliminary University of Michigan consumer sentiment trap trade. Always interested to see any reaction on any trade. We've got about 30 seconds before my brackets will hit the charts, and then you get to make your adjustments. Uh, I think Jay's going to talk to the trap trade situation on Saturday at the forensic webinar. Some trades have been moving late. Uh, just generally, it'd be nice to go over moving your stops and targets and brackets and setting up the trap trades. So it'd be nice at some point in the future
Order pending.
just to have a whole bunch of information about doing trap trades correctly. Now this one, bottom stays below. This is below everything. Theoretically, could go above. It's too much to move, so I'm going to leave things where they are. I just don't think there's, it's a small amount of movement, small amount of space, not a lot of ticks in between the brackets. So I don't think moving 3 and 4 ticks is reasonable. I think it's okay to leave things where they are, especially we're below the low of the day right here. So the trap trade, the report's already been released. You could see there's not much action. Boy, the trap trades have been slow this week. It's been a very slow week. So, do you want to move it and get filled? Because that seems to be what might have been working this week. We're past our 30 seconds, which means theoretically this is, unofficially or officially not a trade. But now we're going to get in. We're going to get filled.
Order
Okay, so
canceled.
let's play this guy out because the trades have been moving late. So, in reality, the outer tier is probably not going to get filled. But I'm going to let the trade breathe for a minute. Let's let it breathe. Just for once, I'm not going to rush, and let's let the trade breathe and see what happens. But you see what I mean about not a lot of movement on these trap trades with the University of Michigan? I mean, we've been in the trade for over a minute, and you've got like 3 ticks, 4 ticks of movement. So I'm going to let it go. I'm going to let it fill this tier because
Order
I think if it
filled.
does, the odds are good. Let's combine these two now. The odds are good that we're going to get some movement up now. We've moved down. It hasn't exactly been a giant pop, and I think we'll get a reversal. So let's see what happens if we get any action. I mean, $18, this is not exactly a high volume trade, which it's exactly what I would have expected from this trade. Not very much movement because it's just what this University of Michigan's been doing lately. Uh, we're going to watch for a second because the trade's live, so I can't really, I could stop the recording and come back in a minute or so, but we're getting a little movement. Going to check the data on investing.com and see what it says. The consumer sentiment was down a little bit, 90 versus 92. Expectations were down a little bit. So it was a little bit bearish, the report. So you'd expect the yen to move up. It's moving down a little bit. So I really don't expect much movement out of this report. My gut feeling is to, is to really bleed out my risk. I don't want to lose much money on this report, that's for sure. Uh, I think we're going to get movement back towards the opening of the report, is my gut feeling, because again, I don't want to get stopped out without making it work a little bit. $100 isn't going to kill me. This is not, as I've said before, it's not a big moving report. And if we get close to break even, I'm just going to get out because there's just nothing happening here. The numbers were not incredibly remarkable, and it's been incredibly, other than the FOMC U.S. statement, it's not been a spectacular trading week. It's been pretty muted. I think daylight savings has a lot to do with everything. People's times are all goofed up. Things are all crazy because of it. You just don't have the volume in the market because of daylight savings, I don't think. So we're not getting a whole lot of movement. We're just hanging around. Like I said, I don't want to get stopped out for very much money on this trade. I don't think we're going to get very much profit, that's for sure. So, if we get above where we entered, I'll be quite happy. I'm down $18 now. We're getting a little movement now. So look, I'll move it up. I'll move it up. I'll move it up, and I'll bring my stop up. We got a profit here. I'm going to move that up. I don't want to lose money. There's no point on a Friday on a crappy little trade today, because that's how it's working, kind of crappy. I don't really want it to grab me. I don't want it to suck me out of the market. So stay up here, move up here, give me a couple of bucks. Give me a couple of bucks. I probably should have taken my profit and called it a day, and then just, think about next week, because there's some good trades next week. You got the zoo next week, I remember looking. Some down $6, a Starbucks. So we'll give it another couple of minutes, and I'll be right back. Okay, so you can see we haven't really had much movement. I went away for about 30 seconds, and I'm down about $18. So it's like I said, I'd still rather not take a $50 loss, but it kind of looks like that's what the market's going to do to me, unless I try to stop it. I'd almost rather lose 75 than have it take me out. Okay, look, we're at $6. It's certainly not moving up, so if it does move up a tiny bit, I'll take a teeny profit and get out of here. It's this University of Michigan just is not a big has not been a big mover on the yen for quite a while, and it's just the way it is. Some trades are good trades to practice on. So we got about $18.
Order canceled.
I'm out. I've got $31. I've got $18 of profit on the trade. So that's it. I don't mind ending the week on an $18 profit. It's better than a $50 loss. Now watch, it'll go up through the moon, because that's what these trades do to me. Maybe I should be more patient. Look, there it goes. Of course I should be more patient, because it happens to me every single time on the trap trades. So on every trade, but it's turning around. So I'm not sorry. I made my $18, and I'll see you guys next week. Lee Goldstein, procall33 at gmail.com. Have a good weekend, everybody.